Abbotsford Tower, this is R44 Foxtrot Zulu Charlie Hotel, ready for a northwest departure.
Zulu Charlie Hotel from Pan Alpha, clear up bound by the northwest. You take off your discretion.
Zulu Charlie Hotel.
Hi, my name is Mischa, and I'm a student at Chinook Helicopters, and this is a day in my life. I usually arrive at the school around 7 a.m. most days, kind of the time that a lot of the instructors show up, some of the students. It's nice and early. It gives me time to get into some weather briefings, talk about what we're going to do during the day, look at some of the more technical aspects of what's involved in the day. It's also nice to just have time to hang out with some of the other students, you know, see what's going on with them. Everybody's at a different level, so you get some ideas of what everybody else is doing. First flight is typically around 8 a.m., so it gives you time if you're flying first. Go outside into the hangar, check out the machine. There's sort of a daily inspection that we're expected to do. This usually takes anywhere between about 10 to 15 minutes. You kind of go over everything, make sure that everything is working properly before you go flying. And then you push aircraft out. I like to be there if I can push out my own aircraft, obviously, if I'm flying first up, or even just help somebody else out if they're taking their aircraft out to go fly. If I'm first up to fly, then you have usually about a 2-hour period. You know, anywhere from an hour to 2 hours of that is actual flight time. We're going out, we're flying in amazing territory, out in the mountains, over lakes. I've gone out over Vancouver, all the way up to Sechelt and Squamish even. So we've got a great varied amount of terrain around here that we get to go practice on. We're practicing, obviously, all kinds of emergencies. We're practicing real life things like going into confined spaces, you know, landing places that no other aircraft can, and what we'll be doing out in the real world. Outside of actual flight time, there's a lot of studying, obviously. There's a lot of rules, there's a lot of regulations. The ground school kind of covers the majority of the studying, you know, the instructing aspect, but then there's a lot of studying outside of that. So I spend the most of the rest of the day looking through books, figuring out things that I don't understand, looking at maps. We've got a constant list of navigation trips that we tend to do. Some of them we fly by ourselves, others we do with an instructor. And so most days I've either got some navigation to plan out or some sort of new project to work on, let's say. For the longest of time, it was kind of working up to the Transport Canada exam. And once the Transport Canada exam is written, you're pretty much working on flight test prep. And that's putting the entire thing together into preparation for the flight test. And that's where I'm at right now. So near the end of the day, around 4 o'clock, we'll push in all the helicopters that have been flying that day, get them back into the hangar. Afterwards, I'll head home, get ready for ground school, which is mostly virtual these days and partially in person. And that's a typical day at Chinook for me.